Hey folks, welcome back to another Palm Masters video. So today let's talk a bit about the new units from this update, and it's a bit late. I usually do this a bit earlier, but honestly, I've kind of sort of been wanted to take a break from YouTube, right? And it's actually not like, honestly, I didn't really tell anyone, but back in the summer, I feel, right? Back in the summer, I was actually contemplating just like quitting, like the entire thing, right? Like just done. No more YouTube, no more whatever, right? I was contemplating quitting, but then, Villain Lark, then the anniversary, it drew me back in, unfortunately, and here we are, I guess. So I'm not quitting, but I do kind of want to take a break because, you know, the last 2 months, right, pretty hectic with the Villain Arc and the anniversary. So I kind of want to take a bit of a break from you. And look, for my standards, taking a break does not mean stop uploading. Taking a break for me means just maybe uploading just like 1 video a day instead of like 5. Okay, so I'll still upload. It's just not, you know, not like 5 videos a day or whatever, right? So anyways, yeah, that aside, let's get into these units. So as usual, let's prop up the disclaimers, not even just disclaimers, some guidelines as well, right, in terms of how I guess we rank some of these units. Again, totally for internet, but please, for the love of God, do not use this as like who you should summon for, because honestly, my who you should summon for list versus the list of how powerful these guys are really different from each other. So anyways, moving on, let's get into this. So all right, starting with the first unit here, the weakest one is so it's pretty obvious, guys. I mean, it's Norman, right? Did Norman get better from the grid? Yeah, of course. I actually kind of like some of the things that he did with the grid. I don't like other things. So the parts I do like, Hostile Environment 2, I feel like is really nice for them to give him, right? Like, Body Slam with Hostile Environment 2 really makes him a pretty reliable paralysis unit, which is great, again, especially in a lot of Legendary Gauntlet stuff, right? So that's really nice. Master Healer is pretty good. Wish there was MP First 3 instead of 2, but that's alright, I guess. Quick Cure is pretty nice, too, right? But, like, outside of that, like, what is this, man? Paralysis Synergy 5, Furious Brawn. Why are they giving him damage stuff? I don't care about this damage stuff, man. A, he's a normal type damage dealer, and B, he's not even a good normal type damage dealer. His main damage dealing move is Double Edge. Like, okay, if he was like Hyper Beam or like Giga Impact, oh, fine, right? You know, maybe we could have some conversations in terms of solid normal type damage or just straight up off type against everything damage dealers, right? But this is Double Edge, bro. Yeah, they give him like Stand Fast, but it's not enough. 3 and 5 is like nothing. He's still gonna kill himself like very fast with those Double Edge like recoil damage, man. Like, stop giving him more damage. You're not helping him. It's not doing anything. Please. All right, and then like I think they have like static shock too. Like, what is this, man? This is okay. Anyways, that aside, obviously he's one of the weakest units in the entire game. Did get a grid. Is he now the weakest unit overall? Probably not, but did get some nice things. But again, didn't. I just wish they leaned more into the utility stuff that he could potentially provide. Maybe give him like some defense buffs, right? That would have been really nice. But no, you didn't get that. You got some, but not everything I was hoping for. Anyways, moving on. Next one's probably Tate. Tate actually got some pretty like nice, cool things over here, right? And let's see if I could find him real quick. It's just that like at his base, he wasn't that great. There's some good things like, you know, aggravation, obviously that's pretty standard. I feel like this should be like a really standard thing for units like that have him, right? So, you know, you should be expecting that. But outside of that, you got some other decent stuff, right? You got, you know, stuff like Sharp Entry that helps. What else? You have the Sentry Entry, I guess, as well over here. And you know, that's could be interesting if you kind of want to use him as like a bit of a physical tank, because like he doesn't have too much HP, but he does have like some physical defense, I guess. But outside of that, I got Speedy Entry too, which could help, right? Especially with his you know, trainer move where it doubles your increases over here. So like 2 of these trainer moves could actually max out your crit over here, right? Like X attack, double trainer move, boom, you have like max crit and then max physical attack, right? That's pretty freaking nice in my opinion, right? So on top of that, you got some Sync Nuke Multipliers, Interference Sync 5, you got Foul Fighting 9, and Super Duper Effective 5, which doesn't make his DPS a meme anymore, or there's Cakewalk as well for Sync Nuke Multiplier, so I thought he got a pretty decent grid, right? Pretty decent grid. So anyways, moving on, Lucy. Lucy didn't get an as exciting grid. I feel she got like the she got the basics, right? Just to round out her kit, and that's good enough because I feel like Lucy is probably one of the stronger 3-star 4-star gachas like at base, right? Because she's just a really nice and solid sort of like poison sort of unit, right? And that was already pretty, you know, good enough to make her relevant, and now they just made those things better, right? Hostile Environment 1 is really good. I know people just think, oh, shouldn't that be a given? Yeah, it should be a given, but she got it, right? And that just makes her really good. 50% chance of badly poisoning the opponent on Poison Fang. With Hostile Environment 1, that's boom, you got you have a guaranteed, right? Guaranteed, well, almost if, you know, if you miss or whatever, right? But basically guaranteed chance of poisoning or badly poisoning the opponent, which is very freaking good, right? Very good. On top of that, wrap, you have a 90%, you know, chance to wrap the opponent, unless you pick up, you know, some accuracy nodes, right? But otherwise, and then you got 50% sync nuke multipliers, which again are very easy for you to apply. This one's 100%, this one's 90%, right? So those are really easy to get as well. Got stuff like sharp entry, I guess. Poke Trap 2, that could help. Acumen and Stoic 2, which could help raise your defenses, again, would be really good, especially if you are trying to run Toxic Stall with her, right? Could, you know, make her survive a bit longer. That's always going to be nice. She does have gradual healing here as well, too. Right, so that, I don't know, I just feel like it's a overall pretty solid unit. Got an even better buff, right? So next, I guess we're getting into the slightly more interesting units. Glacia. Did Glacia get better with the extra bit of expansion plus, you know, 6 REX? Yeah, she got better. Did she got better to the point that, like, she's really, you know, really fantastic support now? Not really. Again, the stuff that she got were actually really nice, right? I mean, Focus Group now makes her a crit buffer, which is better than a nothing buffer. That's not fair. I just slightly like to, you know, make fun of how bad her kid is, but she does like buff like special attack like +2. Only once, but still. It's something. Okay, so yeah, she could help buff your team crit now, which is again definitely nice. That extra bit of defense, especially if you are gonna mega him, does help a bit. Oh, never mind, I forgot. She doesn't buff defense upon. It's special attack and speed. Never mind. Take that back. Yeah, I mean, Focus Group is good. Healthy Buffer actually is low-key pretty nice, too. Especially as a unit that does have some gradual heals, I guess. That could be nice. Synchro Healing is good. Like, none of these are bad. I guess Durable is just alright, I guess. And it's nothing too crazy. But, I mean, it doesn't cost too much. I mean, 3 energy, right? So, it's a solid grid. Doesn't make her incredibly good, but, hey, crit buffer is always not going to be bad, right? At least. It's just that the rest of her kit, just, for starters, just doesn't really work out too well, right? Maybe she could get a bit better if we get better, like, units with, like, freeze and all that, but at the moment, she's just alright. Next, we're going to have the Hex Maniac, Helena, over here, and Helena, she's okay, right? It's just really a question of, like, because there are a lot of units who kind of does what she does already, right? If you look at her, let's go to, like, 5-star, right? A lot of units kind of do already what she does. You know, Shadow Ball Lick. Shadow Ball Lick is, like, literally, like, Agatha Gengar's kit, right? Agatha Gengar has Shadow Ball and has Lick. Also Hypnosis, which does, in my opinion, probably make Agatha a bit more valuable than Helena over here, but I mean, you know, there's something there, right? There's something there, and obviously she's not not so much of a, you know, I guess, I mean, I feel she's a bit more damage focused than than maybe Gengar, right? But she also has some other, you know, on a roll on Shadow Ball for special debuff is nice, right? Drain Teasers, alright. Paralysis Energy 3s, you know, she got alright things. It's just overall, in terms of like her damage, it's not like anything crazy, right? It's like, it's a bit like worse than Fantina. And it's just like, we have a lot of units that do this. And it's just not anything crazy good, right? It's not anything crazy good. And it's, again, not bad of a unit. But also not anything like, yeah. Also a tech unit with, that's pretty bad for a tech unit, right? In terms of nuke wise. Although that might not be the, I don't know. Well, I'll check grid maybe, but yeah, she's alright. Just nothing super crazy. Next is probably the new Lodge Raihan. I actually like this Lodge Raihan quite a bit. Again, unfortunate that units like these don't have EXs. If he really got an EX, this would have been really nice unit to have. But yeah, you got stuff like, you know, 1 gauge spam for a support, right? Your defenses are alright. HP's not that great, but, you know, defenses are alright. Got X regen all for your team. Got, you know, your pretty solid physical defense buffer that could also buff attack. And more importantly, I guess, special attack. Because generally, special attack buffers generally have pretty, like, bad physical defense. But, like, you know, as a unit, again, he buffs both. But that could also buff special attack, you know, having some good physical defense. That would be nice, right? It's just kind of a rare sort of you know, unit. As for some other stuff, Sand Summoner's alright. Again, it's not a huge deal because generally not a lot of units start attacking right away. There are a few, like, you know, the other Raihan. But yeah, that's nice, not a huge deal. As for some other stuff, that's alright. It's just an okay kit, okay all around kit. I don't know. I like it. I like this kit, right? In general, I think it's pretty solid. Nothing super crazy. Again, would have been really nice if he had the support EX to go with it, but he doesn't. So yeah, there it is. Next, I probably have Gordy, right? I like parts of his kit, right? I like parts of his kit, and it's just slightly weird because he is a rock type unit. Well, I mean, it makes sense that he's rock type because Gordy's obviously a rock type gym leader. But he's a fire support. He's pretty much a fire support. Almost, I wouldn't say exclusively, but like, yeah, he's a fire support, right? He debuffs the opponent's fire rebuff, right? That's obviously very nice. -2 should get him what, 1.5, right? 1.5 times more. So that's definitely very good, right? Should have a bit of a nuke here as well, right? Let's actually check how well it is. Where is rock? It's just slightly weird. Like, again, you're mostly gonna be running him with like rock type damage dealers, or not rock, fire type damage dealers, and then like his nuke is like rock. So most time you'd either sync with your EX support or like the fire type damage dealer, I'd say, right? But in terms of the rock type nuke, he is the strongest rock type nuker. You know, do not get me wrong. So that's definitely very nice. If you are using him for like any rock type sort of stuff, but it's just that he's just so good on fire teams, right? Although, I guess there could also be an argument made that maybe he's not that useful in fire teams, because, like, okay, the rebuff thing is nice, but, like, what about just running shiny Ho plus, like, 2 fire, you know, really good fire type damages, which there are a lot, so. But if you could find a slot for him, that is definitely nice. That is definitely nice. Again, his personal DPS is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's very unfortunate that he has that Stealth Rocks thing with his max move, and obviously, you know, the Stealth Rocks thing just really sucks in this game most of the time. Say like 95% of the time. He does also give you some sun as well, so I guess he could also tank a bit physically. So if you, like, you know, you don't maybe you don't have to run shiny silver, you could just run like him and like have it's just one cycle of sun, but like with how powerful some of those fire type units can be, right? Maybe one cycle of sun could be enough, right? Especially with that extra fire type rebuff. So I definitely don't think he's bad. I think he should be really nice. Very interesting unit. Just that a bit of a shame that his nuke is you know, rock instead of fire, and also slight shame that he doesn't really have much DPS to really go with it, but again, you don't really have to. It's just would have been better if it did, right? So next, I guess we'll have Melanie. I'm not 100% certain if I like Melanie or Gordy a bit better. They're all really nice. They're all really, really nice. And Melanie is going to be really good in Gauntlet. Melanie, I don't feel like she's going to be, like, really useful in Master Mode, right? But she's going to be really nice in Gauntlet, man. Again, the fact that she could give you both screens are going to be cool. She also extends those, right? Well, I mean, technically it's damage reduction, but, you know, whatever, right? Potato at this point. But, yeah. Outside of that, defensively, she's pretty solid, too, right? Overall, she's a bit slow, I guess, which is probably, like, my, like, #1 issue with her, but yeah, she does have stuff like Vigilance on Grid, so you could, like, you know, run some more interesting stuff in terms of her lucky skill, right? Whether that could be, I don't know, there's just so many options, right? If you already have, like, Vigilance covered or whatever. Yeah, it's just a solid, you know, support that actually does have support EX, so that's always going to be nice as well. The Sing, sleep spam, right, with, the extra accuracy, slap on. Oh, no. You're not screwing around with other lucky skills. I almost forgot. Troublemaker, right? Troublemaker Sing, 1 gauge spam Sing is just going to be fantastic. If only she was a bit faster, man. Would have been really, really, really nice. But regardless, a support sleep spammer is just very good. A support sleep chain unit is just fantastic, I think, right? So good unit. Next one is probably Victor, and I was very, very excited when I first saw Victor's kit, because I thought, oh my god, this guy's gonna be really, really, really nice. Fantastic damage dealer, looks like a lot of things. The AoE max move thing, that AoE max move thing got me really, really, really hyped about the potential prospects of this unit. That being said, once the numbers actually came out, I was slightly disappointed, I'd say. Right, slightly disappointed. Again, I'm not saying he's bad, because again, you know, the AoE max move thing is really, really good still. It's just that everything else is kind of mediocre, right? Because again, got this AoE max move, you know, I thought, this is going to be like another attack Deoxys, right? Sort of, but like, no, it's not. Definitely not. And it's not bad, but like outside of that AoE max move, right? Outside of that AoE max move, if you look at his regular DPS, it's not terrible, but man, really wish it'd be higher than just 800 something K, right? Which, you know, if you look at grass types, it's like, yeah, this is this is, I would say, just average, right? I mean, you're competing with like Bulbasaur, Sycamore, Bulbasaur, right? And like Silver, which is like a 2 gauge free unit and all that stuff. And 874 is not like terrible. It's not terrible, right? I just feel like it's probably better. His ground type DPS is alright, but again, it's not anything that you could really compare in terms of like, you know, some of the top guys up there either. Right, did we not even have him here? Damn. Anyways. Oh well. Poor guy. Yeah, he's still, I still think he's solid. It's just that, would he be like even the 3rd best grass type there? Maybe not. Would he be the 4th? I don't know. It's just max move is good. Everything else is just average. Just average, right? Again, not bad. It's just average. Alright. Let's move on to the top 4 now. So here's where things start getting a bit interesting. I'd say number 4 should solidly be this Iris. This Iris gave me a lot of hopes when I first saw the grid, or not grid, the kit, right? I was saying, oh my god, this is like a mini Lucas, right? Because you really got a lot of attributes that Lucas kind of has, right? You got zone, you got special defense debuffs, you got a 4 gauge, you know, damage dealing move, right? You got pretty solid speed too. You have chance for free move next after zone, and it was like, oh my god, this is mini Lucas. And then until I actually saw what she was actually capable of, and after, you know, looking at her kit, this is not mini Lucas. This is like wish.com Lucas or whatever. This is Lucas if Lucas was like not that good. I don't know. It's what could have been, man. What could have been. She's still good though. She's still good, obviously. And it's just like, again, if you look at everything she does, right? Her DPS is like worse than Lucas. Her nuke is worse than Lucas. Again, this is still not bad. 960, you know, whatever K is not bad, right? Which is why I have her so high. But yeah, that's just a worse Lucas. That's worse than Lucas. Her special defense debuffs are worse than Lucas. And look, I've seen people say, oh, you know, you could just spam acid for special defense. No, do not do that. What are you spamming acid for? Plumeria? Like, please just use her hyper beam. She is the second best. And well, not even, she is the best special poison damage dealer. There's no one to debuff opponent special defense for really, except for her. And that means you want someone else's debuff opponent special defense, not her, right? So Lucas could actually debuff the opponent's special defense while also doing his damage. And then over here, like, if you really want to debuff special defense, you have to like use acid. And obviously you want to do that, you want a hyper beam, right? You want a hyper beam. Please do not do acid. Use acid with Iris over there. And yeah, the free move next effects, obviously Lucas is much better as well, right, in terms of the range that he could use it on. And also, I feel like the most important part is just the teammates. Lucas just has much better teammates. What's Lucas's best teammate, right? SS Serena. What's Iris's best teammate? It's like SS Giovanni? And they're not that good together is the thing, right? The strongest poison type damage dealer is SS Giovanni, and they just do not work together, right? First of all, SS Giovanni is not poison type, which actually would matter a bit, because like her special attack is relatively low, so a bit of that theme skill that could have added there with the striker, you know, striker poison theme skill, that definitely could have helped a bit, right? With her relatively low special attack, but also he's physical, so like when you're running a support, like you say, oh, okay, you go for something like Singsu Brendan, right, to help debuff the opponent's special defense. Yeah, but then that's really only benefiting like herself, right, instead of like both people. Like Lucas, when you're debuffing the opponent's special defense, you're benefiting both you and SS Serena, right? And obviously SS Serena is just overall just much better than SS Giovanni as a unit. That aside, but yeah, they just don't work that well together, right? And like that's her best partner. And then if you look down, it's like Looker, also physical. Alistair is special, but also not poison. And then like Sycamore, special, not poison. And then finally you have a special poison unit at Marnie Toxicroak, and she's an AoE damage dealer, and she's not very good, right? And then you go down the list of Plumeria, like she would get better in the future, I feel, right? She would get better in the future with better teammates, but at the moment, she's a much worse Lucas, I feel, right? And for the love of God, she's like good. She's not like bad, or she's a great unit, right? Very much needed. That's why I'm trying to say like the list for how good these units do not correlate with for which ones, because like, if you were to ask me, like, all right, if you only pull one unit this month, right? I'd say either SS Wally or this Iris, right? Because there's the zone units. I find zone units generally have probably the highest priority for me, at least personally, right, to pull for. And yeah, she's definitely, you know, number 1 or number 2 on that list for to pull for, but she's definitely, you know, not number 1 or number 2 in terms of the best unit this month, right? So yeah, just, again, keep in mind, do not use this list as a who you should pull for thing, right? Alright, next 3, honestly, I'm not really sure how I really want to go with the next 3. You could really put next 3, like, either of them at the number 1 spot, honestly, and it would work, right? Anyone at the number 1 spot of these last 3 remaining would work. I want to go with Raihan, right? I mean, in our internal discussion, I mean, someone even had Raihan at number 1, which is totally fair, honestly, because Raihan is really freaking good now. I mean, he was good before, but like the extra boost that Raihan got made him a fantastic nuker, right? Please ignore whatever all this is. But, you know, outside of like Weather Warrior 3, right? That's just a really, really good multiplier in general. It applies to both your DPS and your nuke. Like, stuff like this is just really, really good, right? It's basically like Crit Strike 3, right? If you're in Weather, which you should always have Weather with him. And then on top of that, you have, where is it? Cakewalk and Trip Twice. Cakewalk, generally not that bad, but, you know, if you do pick up stuff like Trip Twice, it's actually not that hard to get Cakewalk up, right? So, yeah, he's just a numbers guy. He's just a numbers damage dealer guy. Like, if we were purely just gonna rank this on, like, damage, right? Who does the best damage? Like, he's easily number 1. Right, but again, that's I don't really like to rank this just purely based on damage. That's why I don't really have them up there. But like, if you want to, like, dude, his damage is really good. A different grids, do keep in mind, but like, you know, a unit that could potentially output like up to like, you know, 1.2 million DPS and has again potential for like a almost 6 million AoE striker nuke, because keep in mind he's a striker, not a tech, right? This is with the special conditions in terms of the super effective up, right? But you know, even if you take away the super effective up, that's still like a 3 point something million nuke, right? Which would like take that away, and he'd be like, you know, Thorton, which is like a tech EX nuker, right? So yeah, this is kind of like a mini attack Deoxys sort of nuke going on over here, which is again very good, very freaking good, very very good, which is again understandable if you think you could have him at the top of the list there, right? But no, he is very good, man. I feel like people are slightly sleeping on how powerful this guy is, but if you're not, then congratulations. Yeah, very good sight for good units. Raihan is definitely fantastic. Alright, second on this list, I would say probably, well, I mean, once you know the second, you'd know the first, I guess, in a sense, but yeah, first, second, again, whatever order, the top 3, I would personally put Wally maybe at number 2 and Alistair at number 1. Let's talk a bit about Alistair first, I guess. So, Alistair is kind of like New Year's Sabrina, but with like ghost rebuff, right? Which is really good. So, oh, also a bit of an update for those who don't know, the extra additional effects, we actually do have some info on that, right? So, actually, I think Absol has it, right? So, yeah, it's basically 5 effects. It's either heal 20% of your team's HP, free move next to your team, charges gauges by 6, right? Special move up next for your entire team, or sync move countdown -1. Not all of these are fantastic. I mean, all these would be good to have. It's only a chance of activating either, right? So the most likely scenario is to have only one of those happen, right? It should be like a 41% chance of only one of those happen. Then the next most likely scenario is none of those happen. It's like 32.8 or something % chance of none of those happening. So there's that bit of a caveat. But outside of that, if you do get like, you know, a really good one activated, something like, I'd say special move up next, in my opinion, probably the best one over there. Free move next, probably the next best one. The move gauge, sync move countdown really depends on your team, right? That really depends on the team, and or slash when you use it, and all the other stuff. I mean, it's a 1 click +3 crit buffer, right? It's you know, has team defense buffs. You have some team special attack buffs as well, right? Relatively slow, but you get there. Team smart command's really nice too, right? For special move up next on your trainer moves when you use them. What else you got? You got a lot of really nice heals. It's like this, man. 100% chance of healing when you use a move. It's very. Just use a move, man. Boom, you get healed. It's not gonna be a lot. I would imagine probably just gonna be like Team Triad tank levels of heals maybe. But still, I mean, it's something, right? It's overall decent enough tank, right? 300 something defense. Again, also one of those rare-ish special attack buffers that have really, really good physical defense, right? Those are really, really rare and much appreciated to have. What else? Healthy healing is nice, obviously. I mean, the grid is what it is, right? But also, Revenge Boost 9 really helps with this relatively low speed. First Aid, obviously, again, more healing stuff. It's just a really solid tank that can... Numbing Blows is pretty cool, too, right? Synchro Healing Catalyst. It just has a lot of good things. It just has a lot of good things on its, kit that it could use, right? It's just a lot of weapons here and there to obviously help your team, and obviously the big one, which is the Ghost rebuff thing, right? Ghost rebuff, it's just gonna be, it's huge, man. The rebuffs are really, really big, and unlike Wally, this guy could have -2, right? Same as Gordy, right? -2, boom, 1.5 times more, multiplier on your team. And moving on to Wally, Wally's great too. Does Wally have weaknesses? Yeah, it's not a perfect unit. Obviously Wally's DPS is not the best. It's not like terrible either if you fully focus on it, but I don't like fully focusing on it. I feel like just going for like Wally's like nuke and other like supporting stuff is just really, really good. My number one favorite thing about Wally, the sync move countdowns. Oh my god, is Wally's sync move countdown. Head start 1 here, head start 1 here, and if you give it another head start 1 lucky skill, -3 for nothing from entering the battle. -3 sync move countdown. 1 cycle of sync move countdown gone all by himself for doing absolutely nothing, for just entering the battle. That's really good. That is very, very good. And on top of that, after you mega, that's another head start 2 activated. 2, 3 lucky skill 4. That's another -4 after you sync, which is crazy, right? And it's not like his sync is bad. Obviously, his sync is pretty freaking good. Is the strongest fairy type nuker, and that's by a lot. I think it's like, what, 9 million or something, at least on Runner's dock over here, right? Let me see. Fairy. Yeah, bro, that's a 9 million freaking nuke, bro. That is a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. That you could potentially get up to, and obviously, a lot of that does, thanks to the Fairy Wish, thanks to the rebuff, right? Yeah, it's only 1 rebuff, but it's, also, unlike Iris, right, it works very, very, very well with fairy units, with the special attack debuffs, which a lot of fairy units have those, multipliers based on those, so that definitely helps them quite a bit, right? Quite a bit. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just a really good, unit. If you want any extra stuff, you got the special move up next, right? A 5 of zone extension, whatever. Again, I don't feel like a lot. No, not necessary. Please, for the love of God, do not pull for 5 out of 5, right? But if you do get lucky or whatever, and you get it there, it's nice to have, right? It's just an overall really, really good unit, I feel, that just doesn't do that much damage. Outside of the nuke, right? Just in terms of DPS wise, right? Doesn't do too much there, but outside of that, everything else is just really, really good, right? Really, really good unit. Team speed buffs, right, as well. So yeah, really great unit that doesn't do damage, right? So yeah, that's why, again, if you value damage more, obviously Raihan would be up here, right? If you just value, again, utility stuff more, probably have Alistair up there. Or if you want Wally up there too, that's fine with the zone, all that stuff. But yeah, I feel like it's interchangeable with the top 3. I personally would put it here, but if you change it up, that's fine too, right? So anyways, that's me this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed it, guys. Think in the comments down below, like, enjoy the videos for our channel for some more Pokemon. Damn, that's a lot of units this month. What the heck? Have fun. I'll see you guys in the next one then.